Good afternoon and Happy New Year to you from CBS. We're going to have a lot of fun here today trying to figure out these two teams, the Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Rams. And to help us do so, we have two former Super Bowl coaches in Hank Stram and Dick Vermeil. Each one of these players gets $10,000 today, plus an opportunity to move on for $18,000 more in the next game. Hank Stram, what are these Rams going to have to do to take care of the big bad Cowboys?
Jack, I think one thing is going to be very interesting to see whether Johnny Robinson is going to want to deviate from his basic plan and just run the football as much as he has in the past. I think to win against the Dallas Cowboys, they have to throw the ball a lot more on 1st and 10. They have to throw the ball quickly. They have to move the pocket a little bit. They still have to give the ball to Dickerson an awful lot because he's the key. But I think in the final analysis, anytime that you play against a team that plays man-for-man defense, you've got to throw the ball. Johnny Robinson feels they play so well defensively and with their specialty teams that whatever they get from their offense is going to be a big bonus.
Nick Vermeil, these two teams did not play each other this year. What are the Cowboys going to try to accomplish today?
Well, I really think the Cowboys will take a very patient approach with their offense because the Rams play super zone defense. So they won't gamble. You'll see a lot of screens and draws, and you'll see the ball in the hands of Tony Dorsett. The Cowboys have won 43 and lost 3 with Dorsett running for 100 yards or more. You'll see the ball in Dorsett's hands as a receiver as well as a rusher. Defensively, I don't think you'll see much of a changeup. Dexter Klingscale told me, says, Coach, we're staying with what got us here. We're going to disguise it a little bit more, and we're really zeroing in on what the Rams have been doing real well. Plus, we're really alert for the unexpected.
Well, we'll have to wait a while before we see Ron Brown return to kickoff because the Cowboys have won the toss. There is John Robinson, and his Mike Lansford will be kicking off. Let's see if Tom Landry is smiling. Well, no, not yet. And we have a grass field here. Now the Rams play on this field all season long. The Cowboys, on the other hand, Hank, practice on a grass field, and they prefer to play on a grass field. That is, some of them do, including Dorsett.
Yeah, Dorsett, unusually for a young back like he is and grew up on synthetic turf, he would much rather play on grass than synthetic turf.
We have a new receiver. Well, he's played the last 3 games for the Cowboys, and that is Kenny Duckett to return the kickoff. He has averaged a little bit more than 19 yards per kick return. And the barefoot kicker, Mike Lansford, will thump it away, and it sounds like we're going to get a little more animation from this crowd here in California than we ordinarily get. Hope you enjoy the game. Duckett from the 3. 20. Uh-oh. Well, he got to the 25, and the ball came loose, but the ball was whistled dead. It was whistled dead. It belongs to the Cowboys as Nolan Cromwell made the tackle, and it was pretty much of a saving tackle. Danny White, the quarterback. Tony Dorsett, Timmy Newsome in the backfield. Tony Hill, full speed now, and Mike Renfro are the wide receivers. Chris Schultz at left tackle. Glenn Titensur at left guard. Tom Rafferty, the middleman. Kurt Peterson at right guard. Jim Cooper and Doug Cosby is the tight end, and the ball is at the Dallas 25. Dorsett broke 1 tackle and got 6 yards. He told us, Dick Vermeil, he said, it's going to be me all day long.
He expects to get the ball in his hands more as a receiver today than he normally does.
3-man front for the Rams, Reed, Dejanay, and Reggie Doss. They're very good linebackers. They're Mel Owens, Carl Eckern, Jim Collins, Mike Wiltshire. Cornerbacks are Gary Green and Leroy Irvin. Nolan Cromwell and Johnny Johnson are the veteran safeties. Gary Green made that tackle, and it's 2nd and 4. Batted down. Well, it was Reggie Doss, number 71, getting his hands up in the air. That's what the Cowboys hope to do all afternoon against Dieter Brock when the Rams have the ball. Mel Owens put very good pressure on Danny White.
That was a play-action pass that time, Jack, and you'd think on a play-action pass that it would hold the rush of the defensive lineman a little bit better than it did, but Reggie Doss didn't pay any attention to it and got the penetration that was necessary.
From the 31, 3rd and 4. This crowd is pumped up. Out of the shotgun, White. A little stunt, but they didn't get to him, and the pass was thrown behind Timmy Newsome. Incomplete, and the Cowboys will have to punt, Dick.
Jack, the Rams came up that time with a different nickel defense. I've done 5 of their games previous to this one, and they always played a 4-down lineman defense. That time they were in a 3-down lineman nickel defense. Little change up.
So they're changing it around. They've had a couple of weeks to put in a little bit of extra work. Mike Saxon will be the punter. And you know how exciting Henry Ellard is. 13-plus yards per punt return, 1 against the touchdown against the Eagles. We saw that game, Hank. Saxon, oh, they almost got to it. And Ellard's going to have a chance to return this from the 29. And a pretty good starting position for the Rams from their own 36-yard line. Will set their offense for you. Dieter Brock, the quarterback. Eric Dickerson is the running back. Tony Hunter, the U-back, or the other tight end. Henry Ellard and Ron Brown are the wide receivers. Up front, Irv Pankey, Kent Hill, Tony Slayton at center in place of Doug Smith. They tell us Slayton's doing a great piece of work. Dennis Harrah, Jackie Slater, and the tight end is David Hill. The ball at the Ram 36. 2 backs. Redden is on a wing, and Dickerson. Dickerson got about 5, tracking across the 40-yard line, and Ed Jones tackled him. It's a 4-man front for the Cowboys, and every one of them has played extremely well this year. Ed Jones, John Dutton, Randy White, and Jim Jeffcoat. Mike Hegman, Eugene Lockhart, and Jeff Rohr are the linebackers. On the corners, we have Everson Walls. Ron Fellows had a bad leg. He's back in there now. Dexter Clinkscale and Michael Downs are the safety men, and it is 2nd and 5. Batted down again. Well, looks like an instant replay, doesn't it? Ed Jones got his hands up. Now, you know that Dieter Brock is only a 6-footer, and Hank, they intend to do this all day long.
Yeah. The one thing that's very important, you got to keep the hands down of the defensive lineman. Watch Slater, number 78, on Too Tall Jones. He gets too much penetration, you see, and is able to leap above Slater and knock the ball down. That's one thing they must do if they're going to throw efficiently. They must try to keep the hands down of the defensive lineman of the Cowboys.
Tom Landry said he hoped to do that all afternoon. It's 3rd down and 5. 7 defensive backs for the Cowboys. Swing pass caught, and Hunter has it, and did not get a first down. The ball is out to the 44 with Everson Walls covering over there. That was a 3rd down play.
Hank, yesterday in talking with Jackie Slater, didn't he tell us he had planned to set much shorter on those 5-step drop passes than he did then?
Yes, he did. That's one of the things he was very emphatic about. He said that, you know, talking to him on the field, he said, I definitely have to be aggressive. They cannot get penetration. And here on the very first play of the game, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Gordon Banks awaits the punt from Dale Hatcher. He'll thump this one high. He's the Pro Bowl kicker this year from the NFC. He'll hang it high. Got that one up there pretty well. And it's very well covered. Look out, and a fair catch called for at the 10-yard line. 4-6 on the hang time, and a 46-yard punt to the Dallas 10-yard line. So each team has exchanged punts as they feel each other out at the outset. 46-yard. No score here. We've played 2 minutes. Hank Strand, Dick Vermeil, Jack Buck with you, and the ball is at the Dallas 10-yard line. Ed Jones knocks down a lot of passes.
You know, that's the 59th ball he's batted down in the last 5. You know, he's like throwing over a telephone pole, that guy.
He must have an incentive bonus in his contract.
He probably has it written in. They have everything else in those contracts nowadays.
Newsome is in the backfield with Dorsett. Tony Hill is to the right along with Renfro. Cosby on the left side. Rafferty will snap the ball. High formation. Quickie out here to Hill. Good for 5, 6 yards. How do you stop that one, Hank? Jim Collins made the tackle.
You're going to see this is just a little 3-step drop hitch pass. The quarterback in the right middle of your screen, Danny White, number 11, going to drop back. Boom, 1, 2, 3, pop it out there, hitch. Tony Hill's got it. He whirls around. They're going to do this all day. Hank, I think, can try to keep the ball in front of that zone coverage and not gamble very often.
Yeah, I think that's a part of being patient. You have to be patient. And White said yesterday that he thought they were a very patient team.
2nd and 4. A delay to Dorsett. In, out. 1 yard. Nolan Cromwell got over to it. One thing they say about the Rams, Hank, no matter whether it's a pass play or a running play, they go to that ball out of the zone defense.
It was amazing how Nolan Cromwell that time got a jump on the ball. It looked like he was going to get a lot more out of the play than he actually did, but Cromwell really took a great angle and made the tackle.
Well, 3rd and 3. The Cowboys need 3 yards or they'll have to punt it again. What a beating Danny White has taken all season. He's hale and hearty now. He'll work out of the shotgun.
The Rams didn't go to their nickel defense on 3rd and 3.
They're in the 3-man front. Uh-oh. The whistle blew. The play's dead. The play's dead. Back upfield as the referee blew the whistle in the grasp of Gary Jeter. His 12th sack of the year back at the 7-yard line.
Watch Gary Jeter, number 77, right at the top of your screen. Look, he's going outside on Schultz, and Schultz just misses the block, and he gets the penetration and gets the hook on him and gets the sack. Gary Jeter, their designated rusher. Boy, he got a great outside rush that time.
So sacks and punts for the 2nd time to Henry Ellard, who's at midfield. The Rams should be in good shape when they get it. Cowboys think that Mike Saxon is going to be outstanding in the days ahead. And there's Henry Ellard. Saxon is out of San Diego State. He has plenty of room in the end zone. I don't know why the umpire has held things up here for a moment. I think it's the clock.
Clock problem, I think, there, Jack.
That's better than a ticker problem, I'll tell you that.
What's a ticker problem?
That's when the old ticker starts to go on you.
You have to worry about that at your age, huh?
You're right. 3rd and 3.
And Tom Landry's not going to have to worry about that, not with his demeanor.
Doesn't he look great?
Yeah, he does.
He's amazing.
Got a pulse rate of 41.
Really?
Now they're going to get the clock squared away. John Robinson doesn't get much more animated than Tom Landry. 2 good coaches here. What a good coaching job by the 2 who played earlier today, Schottenheimer and Schuler.
Yeah, a great job.
And Cleveland was ahead in that game 21-3, but lost it 24-21. Okay, we'll stay right here and let you watch the snap from DiOssi. It's a good one.
Great punt.
Oh, yeah, well covered. Look at that. All the way back to the 39. Uh-oh, there's a little bit of a lane. Inside the 40. 4-6 on the hang time. Jeff Rohr on the tackle. And the Rams have the ball at the Dallas 38. They really picked up yards on the exchange of punts.
The Rams are right up here on top of the league in the punt return business. You can see this #1. And a great punt return was just demonstrated. And the reason it was so good, these people right up here did a nice job of holding up the coverage people right after the ball was punted. That allowed Henry Ellard, the fine punt returner, to get started off to his right, and also the speed people to get down and get the key block, as you will see come right here. To the right of your screen, you'll see Victor Scott, number 22. There, nice block there. The wall is down there. Here's another nice block. Now the good speed and movement of Henry Ellard getting outside the contained man, almost bringing it the distance.
Back live now at the Dallas 38. That was a 53-yard punt by Saxon. First down pass. Brock throws inside the 30. And a big gain to Ellard. At the 15, Eugene Lockhart tackled him. Boy, he zipped that ball to the sideline, Hank.
That's what they have to do. Play action pass. Look at Ellard coming off the ball. Look at Everson Wall turn the knees to the inside of the field. Look at the big cushion. Look at all the room. Look at all the time he's got. He comes up, misses the tackle, and Barry Redden gets a block downfield, and Ellard does a great job of running down the sideline, picks up a terrific gain on the play.
Lockhart stopped it at the 17. First down. Hunter on a wing. David Hill sets up at the right side, tight end. Here's a fake reverse. Dickerson moves to the 12 for about 5 yards, and Walls and Hegman tackled him. Simple little play like that really freezes people at times, Hank.
I think they have to be so concerned about the reverse to Ellard that they have to respect that, and that's why the play, faking the reverse and running the ball himself, Dickerson, was such an effective play at this stage of the game, picked up about 6.
You know, Hank, I think sometimes they do that too to prevent the strong safety from forcing right now. It sort of freezes him back there.
Yeah, it does. It keeps him right back there in the hole.
Second down, 5 from the 12. And he lost what he had gained. It's 3rd and 10. Dexter Clinkscale came roaring through, and he was face-to-face with Dickerson.
You know, Dick, that time I was surprised. Everson Walls was back there about 10 or 11 yards deep, and Ellard was out there one-on-one. I thought sure they changed the play and go to him, but they ran right where all the folks were. It's amazing, isn't it?
Evidently, they were either going on a quick count or the game plan does not call for an audible in those situations. I'll tell you right now, though, Dallas's nickel defense, they used to come after you in blitz situations inside this 20.
3rd down and 9. Look at them all up there on the line of scrimmage. They have 7 defensive backs. And he overthrew Ellard in the end zone with a good pump fake, and then the pass. Michael Downs was covering rather well on a field goal chance for Mike Lansford.
Don Smerrick that time, number 60, got good penetration and made him throw the ball before he actually wanted to. Watch Smerrick in the middle of the screen, number 60. Watch him come off, uses his hands well, keeps coming, and finally he evades the blocker and gets to the quarterback, and Dieter Brock saw it coming and got rid of the ball to make sure he didn't get a loss.
Dills holding at the 23, Steve Dills, a 33-yard try by Lansford.
He's 9 for 12 this year for that distance.
In 22 out of 29 overall, and the home club, the Rams, go on top. There's the shot from the Goodyear blimp of our scene here. There's Lansford. And he kicks off to Kenny Duckett, who used to be with New Orleans. He'll take it from the 2. Out to about the 26-yard line. Here's a fella put the Rams on top.
Yeah, Lansford, you know, it's amazing. He's made only 5 of his last attempts at home, but he's kicked 12 of 14 away from home for 86%. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Did he miss at home?
Yeah, I know it. But, you know, overall, he's kicking above league average. He's batting right now 758, and the league average for the whole year is 722. So you got to give him credit for having a good year, Hank.
Oh, and no question about that. He is having a good one.
Vince Newsome made the tackle on the kickoff, and from the Dallas 25, Newsome and Dorsett in the backfield. Newsome in motion. Toss to Dorsett. 2-yard gain. Hauled down by Leroy Irvin. He's a Pro Bowler this year after, remember how they used to burn him early there on the corner, Hank? And he was a great punt returner. Now he's a Pro Bowler on the corner.
And they don't have to worry about him returning punts, and he was one of the very best in the business, but they like him so much in the corner, they want to make sure that he's fresh enough to play the corner.
That's right, and he still holds the Ram punt return records. Of course, Ellard's going to pass him up.
Dorsett got 2. One throw to the right, Tony Hill to the left. Short pass, and Dorsett is shy of a first down. It'll be 3rd down and about 2 coming up with Eckert and Collins, the 2 inside linebackers, tackling Dorsett after a missed tackle.
Tony Hill, fine wide receiver from the Cowboys, was upset that time. Hank, he ran a post pattern down behind the free safety and actually got down there open and was very upset that Danny didn't find him.
I didn't know they got upset when they didn't get the ball thrown, did they?
You know, I used to hate is that receiver that would stand there with his hands on his hip and look at the quarterback, you know.
How about when he looked at the coach?
3rd and 2. 6 defensive backs. Gary Jeter is in there on the front line for the Rams. Collins is playing up tight at the linebacker spot along with Newsome. And Dorsett gets a first down and is wrestled down by Johnson. Dorsett told us last night, he said, it's going to be me tomorrow, fellas. It's going to be me.
You're going to notice to the left of your screen a man coming in motion. He's going to crack back from the outside in, and the left tackle, number 66, in the middle of your screen is going to pull out and kick outside, and Dorsett finds the hole right up inside behind Glenn Titans, number 63. Well-executed toss-crack play.
That's the first Dallas first down, out to their 47. Still in motion. Out here to Crosby. Into Ram territory. Down near the 46-yard line. They can spray the ball around, Hank.
Yeah, and they know what they have to do against this zone defense. They have to be patient. They have to throw the ball short in front of the defensive backs and behind the linebackers. And then when they get the opportunity for the big play, they'll take it.
And what did Danny tell us? He said, we have some big plays planned, but we have to use them in the right time in the critical situations and get it done at that time. Otherwise, it's a gamble against that zone defense.
Mel Owens made the tackle, and it's 2nd and 4. Newsome back in there. He is on a wing. Crosby to the left. Newsome in motion. Dorsett. Newsome with a good block, and Dorsett has, well, he didn't get quite the forward yardage I thought he did. Reggie Doss made the tackle, very close to a first down.
An unusual play, a tight end trap from the outside in. You're going to see Big Cosby here pull and try to trap as they run outside that trap block. Unusual. You don't see that play very often. See him pull a trap. There he gets the nose guard, DJ number 70, and he just about gets through there.
It is a first down at the Los Angeles 43. The second Cowboy first down. We have 6:45 left in the first quarter. The Rams lead 3-0. Caught by Cosby for 3 yards.
Danny's doing a nice job of remaining patient. You know, and I'll tell you this, it takes a lot of guts to remain patient. You know, you keep throwing those 4- and 5-yard passes and the fans start rumbling a little bit. That's an advantage of playing here, Hank, I think, rather than in Cowboy Stadium. But you have to remain patient.
I think the other thing that's interesting about being patient, Dick, is the fact that most quarterbacks, you know, they want to throw the ball deep, or they love to throw it deep, so that is quite a problem sometimes for the quarterback. They have to throw it short.
White's 4 out of 6. They've been going run, pass, run, pass. The last one was a pass play. Now the run to Dorsett. Third down coming up as Eckern made the tackle.
The last time they were in this situation, the Rams did not go to a nickel defense.
One of the Dallas players has been injured, and they're out tending to him, and the clock stops with 5:46 left in this first quarter. 3-0 the score. The Rams on a 33-yard field goal by Mike Lansford. Kurt Peterson walked off the field with that injury.
You're going to see him come off the ball right here and be taken on by the linebacker and work this way, and his own offensive tackle comes over and hits him in the leg. See him working across the field right there. Now watch him right there. See him get his right foot cut up underneath him, and down he goes. Jimmy Collins made a nice play.
3rd down and 3. Broderick Thompson is at the right guard spot. Danny White in the shotgun. The blitz is on. Same guy, Gary Jeter, his second today. How does he get in there all the time, Hank?
He gets a good job, great anticipation on the right side, number 77 on Schultz. Now look at here, he comes on the inside. He sets him up on the outside, comes inside, and then under good control and makes the sack. And I talked to him right before the game, Dick, you know, and he said, I'm going to have a lot of fun rushing this guy on the inside. Yeah. And there was a great illustration of it.
It was. He said if he has his right hand down, I'm going in inside.
Mike Saxon will kick for the 3rd time. And Henry Ellard is back. And he'll let it go. Oh! Did that go out where I thought it did?
Can't do any better than that.
On the 3-yard line. Holy smokes. What a good kick by Saxon. During the year, he had 21 out of bounds inside the 20. He picked a perfect spot for this one. A 45-yard punt out at the 3.
You can't do it any better. Watch this ball coming right down to the right corner of the end zone. Down it goes, right to the very corner of your screen. Can't do it any better. And you know something, Hank? This is when you're glad as a coach that you emphasize the running game. You might have enough horsepower to brood it out of there.
Yeah, you got to blow it out of there some way, get some room.
5 minutes left in the first quarter. Rams leading 3-0. Dickerson. 2 tight ends. That gives him a little breathing room out to the 10-yard line. Eugene Lockhart made the tackle. Kurt Peterson limped off earlier with a bad left knee. We'll tell you more about it when we get the info. Sun is shining. The lights are on here at Anaheim Stadium. This is where the California Angels play baseball. Redden joins the backfield. 2nd down and a long 2. Dickerson has a first down.
You know, one thing I think is important, Dick, when you play against the Cowboys, a lot of people think you ought to run away from White, but I think it's better to run at him because at least you know where he is. You get a head on him, and you keep him in one space. The other times he's all over the place. You can't block him.
He always gave us a headache regardless of where we ran. Son of him, we ran at him, he whipped us, and we ran away from him, and we chased us down. I was just fortunate I wasn't carrying the ball.
When you were coaching the Eagles.
Yeah,
do they like you down in Dallas?
Oh, I think so.
From the 14-yard line. First down. Dickerson tried to slide outside, and Clinkscale came up very, very quickly. We visited with Clinkscale last night. He looks a lot like Johnny Mathis to me, doesn't he, to you, Hank?
I didn't hear him sing, though.
No.
He is very articulate.
He played a tune on Dickerson that time at the 16-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Hunter's on a wing. There are those big Cowboys right in the face of that 6-footer Dieter Brock. He was trying to stand on his tiptoes to throw the ball.
Too Tall Jones again that time got penetration. Didn't look like he had any kind of a block on him at all that was worthwhile because he got in there right before he was trying to get rid of the football. He took a short drop, a 5-step drop, Jack.
And Dutton got a piece of the ball also.
Take a look at Dieter right here. He's going to come back there. Look at him. He sets short, looks one way, then comes the other way. That takes too much time. When you set short, you can only afford to look one way and throw the football.
3rd down and 8. It's unusual for the Rams. They usually run the ball in a spot like this, and it's batted down again. Well, they're going to put some elevator shoes on Dieter Brock at halftime.
Either that or some springs in his shoes or something.
Randy White got a piece of that one. Brock's 2 out of 6.
Watch Randy White, number 54, right in the middle of the screen. Look at that. He gets penetration. Now he stays there, and watch him. There he comes. He jumps up. The ball was thrown way too low. Now the other thing you have to be concerned about is Dieter Brock throws the ball sidearm a lot.
They were really coming after the punter, Hatcher, and on the dead run where the ball is Gordon Banks, and a big tackle. Ed Brady made the tackle. 2 tight ends, Cornwell and Cosby. I formation, Newsome and Dorsett. Dorsett's 9 yards deep.
Jack, did you see what they tried to do with Doug that time? He came across in motion and then got to the wing position to the right and then tried to hook the linebacker and toss the ball outside. Unusual use of motion.
He lost 5 yards.
And sometimes I think, you try to be so fancy, Dick, you fool yourself. You put a guy in a position where it's almost impossible to make the block if the timing isn't perfect.
I think he got the block. If play broke down outside the block.
Collins, Gary Green were a big part of the defense. The ball is at the 50. 2nd and 15. Newsome leading Dorsett. 3rd and 10 coming up. Tackled by Eckern and Collins, the 2 inside linebackers. We get word it's a twisted knee of Kurt Peterson, and he will not be back in this game. That's a shame. Or in this half he won't be back. He may come back in the second half. We'll watch that for you. He's a good right guard and one of the strongest people on the Dallas team. 3rd and 10. Into the game, Vince Newsome along with Jerry Gray for the Rams in their backfield. Gary Jeter's in there. Incomplete. He dropped it. A well-timed hit by Gary Green against Renfro, and he coughed it up.
You can see right in the middle of your screen, Renfro going for it. Now look at Gary Green attack. Shoulder pads down, helmet up, knees bent. He's putting him down. Form tackle. Well-coached defensive play.
Here is the 4th punt of the day by the Cowboys, Mike Saxon. Henry Ellard is back, along with Johnny Johnson. Let's see if he can get out of bounds again. He's got a shot at it, but it goes into the end zone. And is it a touchback or not?
It's a touchback, I think,
It's
Jack.
a touchback. Yeah, the ball went into the end zone.
I didn't think it did from sitting up here.
I
Now we're
thought it
sitting
did.
off at angle. To me, it looked like the Cowboys did a good job of preventing it.
It's a touchback. It went into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I thought it did too. I thought it was just barely in the end zone, and that's why they call it. Goes back out to the 20.
The referee today is Dick Jorgensen. We haven't seen a flag yet, and we have 57 seconds left in the first quarter. That was a 45-yard punt. From a reverse angle, let's watch the ball, the flight of the ball.
It's coming right down there to the left of the screen.
See it crossed the goal line. It was on the goal line, so that means it's in.
Did it hit the goal line?
Yeah,
it looks like it hit right on the goal line. Good call, Mr. Official. They do things right, don't they?
Well, especially when they're right on top of the play occasionally.
You guys are bad. Ball's at the 20. Dickerson, the tailback, with Redden. And it was dropped. Henry Ellard dropped that one. Thrown a little bit behind him, and I thought he had it.
Jeffcoat came in and knocked him down. That might have forced him to throw the ball just a little bit behind him.
Overall, they had pretty good protection that time. Yeah, pretty good protection that time. And the middle was really wide open. They were in a double zone that time, meaning that they got 2 outside people covering the 2 outside receivers, and the middle had to be open.
52 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 2nd and 10. Rams leading 3-0. Hunter in motion. Randy White missed a tackle as Dickerson straight-armed him, and that made the play.
Jim Jeffcoat that time. Watch how wide he is, the defensive right end, number 77. Look how wide he is. He's taken the outside, and White misses the tackle in the hole, but there's a big hole inside. And here's another miss by Fellows. Great running by the great Dickerson, and he goes right down the sideline for a big gain.
It shows you the advantage of being big and fast. The use of the straight arm, old-time football.
From the 46. It's the last play of the first quarter. Outside. Ellard, first down. At the 42 of the Cowboys with Everson Walls covering. And the first quarter has come to an end. Well, on a field goal by Lansford of 33 yards, the Rams lead. And they have the ball at the 42. Dickerson has run for 45 yards. 2 backs, Redden and Dickerson. Good block by Redden. Dickerson went inside and got good yards. He got about 7 before Eugene Lockhart tackled him.
I think the other thing is very obvious. You know, Dick, when you play against, and you know so well, playing against the Dallas Cowboys. You can't run sideways nearly as well as you run straight ahead, and that's what they're doing right now. They're really coming right after him and getting off the line of scrimmage very well.
Nothing tricky either, Hank.
No, nothing fancy. And they're usually, when you're doing a good job, it isn't anything fancy.
Yeah.
2nd down and 3. Hill, the tight end, on the right side. Another good block by Redden and a good push by Dickerson for a 1st down. Tackled by Lockhart again. Like to talk about their center for the Rams these days, Tony Slayton out of Southern Cal, number 61. He's filling in for Doug Smith, who's on the injured reserve. Smith regarded as one of the best centers in football, but they tell us that Slayton is doing such a good job that Smith is going to have trouble getting his job back, Hank.
He's big and he's strong, and he's, you know, he's 6'4", 265, and he looks like he weighs more than that. You know,
he does. He's got the soft build. You know, he hasn't been in the Ram program long enough. You know, they picked him up as a free agent, though he was an All-American for John at USC.
Well, he didn't get a 1st down. It's 3rd and 1, and Gooman is in the backfield. Hill in motion. Toss to Dickerson. And now does he have the 1st down? It's very close. I think he does. Tackled by Jeffcoat along with Jeff Rohr. 1st down. Ball at the Dallas 32. Well, Tony Dorsett told us, Dick, that it's going to be a busy day for him. He was told that. Dickerson's having a busy day, isn't he?
As long as Dorsett's on the bench, they can't give him the ball, and I think this is a little bit of the Ram approach right now, just to hang on the football and go straight at him. People sometimes have a tendency to complicate their approach in blocking that flex. The Rams aren't doing that.
Miller goes to the left side. Duckworth is in there. And Brock is sacked for a loss of about 4 yards.
You know, it looked like Slater that time got off the ball aggressively, and as he made contact, he lost him. Let's take a look at this. I don't know whether that happened or not, but let's take a look at, watch Slater, number 78. Yeah, there's Too Tall, and he lost him, and there's Too Tall in hot pursuit, and he gets a piece of Dieter Brock.
Really, I think, though, the fault was on the fact that he couldn't find a receiver. Good coverage by the Dallas secondary. He had time to throw, he just couldn't find anyone open.
2nd and 13. Long snap count. Fellows came up very quickly, made him go back inside, and Jeffcoat tackled him. It's 3rd and long.
You know, Jeffcoat has really been a factor so far through this 1st quarter and going into the 2nd. How many times have we already mentioned number 77, Jim Jeffcoat?
Except on the time when they ran that draw, he had such a big outside rush that that's about the only time they really did any business on him, Dick. He's playing very well.
But with the flex that they were in, Hank, that's his rush. That play was to be made by either Randy White or the linebacker to the inside.
And the 3rd wide receiver is in there. Duckworth. He is to the left of Brown. 3rd and 12. What a good play by Everson Wall. He tipped the ball, caught it, came back out to the 40-yard line. Tackled by Dickerson. Walls had intercepted 9 this year, and he gets one here. Is he a fine player?
He's such a great instinctive player. You know, he reacts so well, and he admits he doesn't have...
Ball is out at the Dallas 40.
Here's Walls right here, I think, up in a bump and run position. Comes off, he's really tight on the man. See, he has deep safety now. He rolls back to the inside. He tips the ball nicely, then dives for it, and you can see what Hank was talking about, his great instincts as to where the ball was going to be thrown.
The ball's at the 40-yard line. It's the first turnover. They still haven't had a penalty. 11:26 left in the half. Dorsett is nailed in the backfield. Greg Meissner came roaring through there, number 69. They keep changing those people up front for the Rams, and they keep them fresh.
You know, Meissner comes in the 2nd and 4th quarter, and he'd like to be able to play more, but he said one thing is great about it, I'm really fresh all the time.
I love to come into the locker room with the Rams and talk deer hunting and pheasant hunting and turkey hunting with that guy. That time he was running back hunting.
Now it's Doug Reed, Greg Meissner, Gary Jeter up front, 2nd and 12. Wilshire linebacker, along with Owens. Screen pass. Oh. Carl Eckern smelled it out and made a big hit.
I think Meisner was offside on the play, number 69. We'll see.
It's the first flag of the day.
Offsides, number 69, defense, still second down.
Hank, you've coached in many playoff games, and I coached in a few. You know, I always felt that the officials would sort of back off penalty-wise. I don't have any stat on it, but I always felt that they didn't call as many penalties in the playoff game as they averaged through the regular season.
I think we always felt the same way. We really did. I think that's a good observation.
I don't think it's intentional. First off, you got 2 playoff caliber teams, and maybe they make fewer mistakes. You know, I don't know.
Ball at the Dallas 43, 2nd and 7. Look at that total offense. Rams have been piling it up. The Cowboys sputtering. Newsome in the backfield. Dorsett carrying. Reading well and taken down from behind, short of a first down. Well, it's going to be 3rd and 1. Reed made the tackle along with Johnny Johnson.
Nice trap block by the offensive right guard at that time. I think it's Kurt Peterson. No, excuse me, Kurt's not in there. It would have to be Broderick Thompson.
3rd and 1. The score here is 3-0 in favor of the Rams. And White got him out of there and got the first down. Boy, that was great generalship by the quarterback, Danny White, wasn't it?
They're trying to run a Canadian play there.
Yeah, had 12 guys in it. 2 offensive tackles lined up at the tight end on the left side.
So Newsome carried and got the first down at the Ram 48.
And both of those tackles are so big that they didn't have enough room to line up on the same side.
Without being out of bounds?
Yeah.
Like your old linemen at Buck Buchanan, those kind of guys.
They were big and strong. They sure were. Ed Buddy and Jim Tyre, they were great.
Greg Meissner made that tackle at the 48. That Dorsett can leap by people, brother. He has some spring in his legs, doesn't he?
He really does. He gets his feet up parallel, and then he darts one way or the other according to the angle that the defender's coming in to make the play. Does that better than any back.
You know, the other thing amazing about him is he plays so long, he never gets hurt.
I know.
He's not that big, and he's very durable.
Yeah, that's
and
amazing.
Asked him yesterday how many times he'd like to carry the ball if he had his druthers. He said 30 times.
Yeah.
We have 8 minutes left in the half right now. Whistle stop play. With that delay. Penalty against the Cowboys, 5 yards.
More often than not, when the signals are being called from the bench,
Offense, still second down.
it's due to getting the signal laid into the quarterback. I mean, I used to get them called on me because I called them on the sideline, and I know Tom and other staffs have had that same problem.
Did you like to send him in with signals or send him in with players?
Signals.
Which of you liked?
Signals,
It was quicker?
Yeah, quicker, less confusing.
That's one penalty against each club, and the Cowboys have 2nd and 10 at the Los Angeles 48.
Well, look at the room on that right side.
That's where Renfro is. Screen pass left. Newsome knocked off his pins by the cornerback, Irvin. Leroy Irvin. Irvin is one of 7 Rams on the Pro Bowl team. Kent Hill, Dennis Harrah, Jackie Slater, Doug Smith, Dale Hatcher, Ron Brown, and Leroy Irvin.
You're going to see the Rams roll their coverage right up into that screen, going to a weak zone. Now watch him, that pulls Irvin right up into it. So you see the secondary starting working to the right. Now see him coming right now? He's not reading run or pass. He's coming up and playing the short outside. Puts him in a nice position to work right up inside and play the screen. Good job.
Newsome and Gray check in for the Rams on 3rd and 10. Gary Jeter's in there. He gets knocked down. And incomplete. Look at that Ram coverage. There were 6 players around the intended receiver, Mike Renfro.
And they rushed with just 3 people that time and got a pretty good rush. Holding.
And a holding call with it against the Cowboys, but If they decline the penalty, the Cowboys will have to punt. That probably will happen. Talk to the captain, Cromwell.
Holding, number 70, offense, decline. 4th down.
That was Howard Richards who was called for holding. And Saxon is going to punt again. And this will be his 5th here in the first half. 6:42 left in the half. Johnny Johnson joins Henry Ellard back at the 10-yard line. 3-0 Rams. They get the ball. Saxon aims for the sideline, hangs it high. What kind of a bounce into the end zone. So the punt comes out to the Ram 20-yard line. Rams have a 3-0 lead with 6:32 left in the half. There's a 48-yard punt, and the Rams will be at their 20. These two teams have played on an even basis over the years. This is the 21st meeting. They've split the previous 20. They didn't play against each other this year. They frequently play against each other during preseason, and they know each other very well. From the 20. Hill sets on the right side with Hunter. Hunter goes in motion. Dickerson got 5 good ones. Tackled by Lockhart and Hegman.
As you take a look at Dickerson from the backfield position, you're the ball carrier. Watch what he sees. As he looks, there's the hole. He's getting a nice block from David Hill, 81. He sees that hole. It looks like it's going to be a big one, and all of a sudden, it closes. It closes quick in pro football.
Eric's had a busy day. What did he tell you, Hank? He was never really a Cowboy fan?
That's right. This is unusual being from Texas, but he said he never was, and he certainly isn't now.
2nd and 5. Here he comes again, and he got 2. 3rd and 3. This is typical Ram football. Randy White made that tackle. They don't take many chances. They don't play wide open football.
Watch Randy White, number 54, the defensive right tackle. Watch him pursue. Now look at how well he uses his hands. He's up there high, locates the ball, and there he is making a tackle from the inside out. And that's why I said a little while ago, I really think that you're a lot better off to run right at him as much as you possibly can, because he murders you when you go away from him.
3rd and 2. Actually 2.5. Dickerson has 64 yards rushing in 13 tries. Here he comes again. Oh, is he tough? Is he tough? Jeff, he just ran right over that tackler. Jeff Rohr tackled him.
When you run outside, your tight end has to do a good job. Left side of your screen, you're going to see David Hill getting outside, jump out there in the linebacker's face, number 58. He's running him, turns him outside Hegman, then he's back upside. He runs right over Michael Downs. The tight end has to give you that corner if you're going to run successfully outside.
You know, the other thing about it, Dick, it's amazing how low he can get when he has to hit somebody, you know, as tall as he is.
First down at the 41 of Los Angeles. And a very good defensive play, and Jeff Coat whirled around his blocker, Irv Pankey, and made the hit.
The Rams really believe in this running game, and they get a little static from Southern California writers about the running game. But Hank, you know, this year there were 66 teams in the National Football League that ran the ball 40 times or more, and 64 of those 66 times they won the football game.
Well, that's the important thing. John knows it doesn't make any difference. Just win the game. That's all that's
right,
important.
Just win. What's Al Davis say? Just win, baby.
2nd and 11. Rock throws to David Hill for a couple of yards. 3rd down coming up. 3rd down and 8. That stops the clock with 3:47 left in the half.
I talked to David Hill before the game, Dick. And the last time we did a game, I called him and I said he wasn't a tight end, he was a loose tackle. So he challenged me today. He says, "Hey, I understand you call me a loose tackle." And I said, "Well, I meant it in a very complimentary way, of course, you know, being that close to him." And he said, "Well, maybe I'll get a commercial like the refrigerator." I said, "Well, if that's the case, I'll be your agent."
It is 3rd down and 7. They have Hill listed at 240. He's bigger than that.
Much more like 270.
Yeah, 260 anyway.
Hunter is in there at the tight end spot now. They air it out, and Ellard has it taken away by Walls again. His 2nd of the day. Isn't he something? 9 during the year, 2 today. There is a flag. There is a flag, and offside against Dallas. Offside Dallas. Come on back, boys. I thought they were offside.
Offside, number 54, defense, still 3rd down.
Ball against
You're
Randy
going to
White.
see right up here 8 people up on the line of scrimmage, and they're bringing people in here. Too many people for the offensive lineman to block. He lays it off quickly to the outside in a release pattern. He lays it up right now. You'll see Randy White and those people coming in. There's Bates taking a shot at him. Interception.
What happened was Downs came up and he gave Randy White a little push. And he shoved him offside, and it's 3rd and 2. They've got to go past midfield for a first down. And he did not. So they either punt or gamble. John Dutton and Dexter Clinkscale made the tackle. Hunter didn't quite clear him out, did he?
No, he didn't. And David Hill, the tight end, got a pretty good block on the linebacker that time. I was watching that, and I thought when it started,
He had him hooked.
Yeah, he got the hook on him, but I thought he would make more yardage. But by the time he got there, school was out. The bell rang.
Big Ed Jones, though, was working inside out, and he was really playing a wide gap control, and he got out there.
Here's the 3rd punt by Hatcher, and Gordon Banks waits for it inside his 15.
The other thing about Hatcher, he never tries to kick the ball out of bounds. You know that, Dick? He tries to get it up in the air, never, ever will try to kick the ball out of bounds.
And he led the league in kicking it out of bounds inside the 20. He can thump it up high. Fair catch called for, 10-yard line by Banks.
And really,
the ball at the Dallas 10, a 40-yard punt, 2:41 left in the half, 3-0 Rams. From the 10. With 2:41 left in the half. What a big hole, huh? And a gain of 4, maybe 5, and Leroy Irvin came up and made the hit. There's a Goodyear blimp showing you the pictures from up above.
The Goodyear blimp. You know what an
Too bad we
advantage.
don't have a little more sunshine here today. The pilot of the blimp is Tom Mattis. That's the Goodyear blimp Columbia.
You know it's a big event when you see that thing floating around Southern California, don't you?
Right. It's 2nd and 5 as Dorsett picked up 5. Good faking middle screen to Dorsett. Well executed first down. Tackle by Cromwell. And now the 2-minute warning. Actually 1:57 left in the half, and the Cowboys will have a first down. Dallas on first down during the season did very well. Today they've been pretty well stymied. A little more than 3 yards. That Danny White's had a tough year, as we mentioned, physically. A bad left shoulder. There's Reggie Doss. Looks mean, doesn't he? Richards is playing on the offensive line. Broderick Thompson on the offensive line. First down pass. Renfro. And it is an interception, a fumble, a Ram recovery, and the Rams had the ball. It was picked off by Gary Green. He fumbled it. It was picked up by Vince Newsome.
watch it going down the field, and Wilshire got a great hit on the quarterback. Look at the ball's thrown a little bit short. Great anticipation by Gary Green. Good leap, maintains concentration. It's almost lost, but he catches it on a rebound, comes back down with it, starts upfield. He loses the ball, and there it is. Follow the bouncing ball.
Two-minute fumble rule.
Newsome picks it up.
Only the man that fumbles the ball on the team that intercepted in the last 2 minutes can pick it up and run. We go back to the spot of the fumble. First down.
Okay, in the last 2 minutes of the half or of the game, only the man who fumbled the ball can pick it up and advance it, so they go back to the spot of the fumble at the Rams 43.
You can see the wide receiver coming right down here, and then they're working in the deep middle. As he does it, now you see the defense was actually rotating away from him, working to the right. It's thrown up there. The defender, Gary Green, goes high for the football, and you can see why he's played in the Pro Bowl.
First down pass by Brock. And a A good reception by Redden, a big hit, and a first down. Jeff Rohr and Everson Walls made the tackle. But who says these officials aren't on top of the situation? They call that 2-minute rule with regard to advancing the fumble.
And how about the people that criticized Dieter Brock for throwing the ball sidearms? At that time, he threw it right around the defensive guy. You see it? Really got out there in great shape.
There's Gary Green.
Redden went to the Dallas 42, first down. Here's the up back, and Redden running with it. The ball, that was going to be an option play.
That was going to be an option.
He was looking to pitch the ball to Dickerson, and Redden kept the ball and gained 6.5 yards.
You're going to see the fullback right here take the ball, step to this, coming right in here, and he is actually going to pitch the ball if the defense forces him to at that time. Now watch the quarterback reach back, gives it to him. Now see, he's got the ball out there getting ready to pitch. He didn't have to. He's an option quarterback. The option play, the fullback gets the ball deep as he can and heads right here. The linebacker takes him. He pitches it right here. If not, he runs up inside. He ran up inside.
So he may be tossing the ball to Dickerson. We'll watch that.
Well, next time they won't let him run up inside. He'll have to pitch it. You watch.
Second down and 3. Oh, right through the arms of the receiver, Henry Ellard. And the crowd groans.
Hank, they moved the pocket like you suggested in the pre-game talk. You know, he moved the pocket away to get outside that big, tall rush.
And I think what happened, Henry Ellard, didn't get his head around fast enough. Dick didn't locate the ball out in front far enough, and that's why he wasn't ready for it and missed the catch that time that he normally catches very easily.
Right, plus that Brock really zings that football. He has an extremely strong arm.
Brock is 5 out of 12, 54 yards, 1 interception. 3rd and 3. Ellard in motion. Fumble. And the Rams, Dickerson got it, and it's 4th down. Mishandled the snap from center, and Brock pulled away a little too quickly as far as Tony Slayton is concerned. And I'm surprised the Cowboys are not calling timeout. That last timeout was charged to the Rams. Both teams. Well, now it's stopped by the Rams. It's their 4th down. Too long for a field goal. But they could gamble here. It's going to be 4th down and 7 coming up. They could air it out, and even an interception wouldn't hurt them too much, Hank.
Yeah, the Rams have 1 timeout left, and Dallas has 3.
Well, maybe the Rams take a safety here. Give us a 3-2 game. Wouldn't that be nice?
For who?
They're going to run from scrimmage here on 4th down and 7 at the Dallas 39. On 4th down, the Rams have made a first down 7 times in 13 tries this year.
You know, they haven't gotten the ball to Hunter at all so far in this game, have they?
You're right. He overthrew Ellard. Ellard was being trailed by Downs, and the ball goes over to the Cowboys with 30 seconds left. Randy White was coming after Brock.
Watch the pressure now. He's back in the pocket looking to throw the ball downfield. Too Tall Jones is out of the play, but look at inside. White coming from the backside gives him a shot. Knocks him down right about the time he's getting ready to throw the ball. And, of course, he rifled it downfield to make sure it wasn't intercepted.
People who play against Randy White say the amazing thing about him is that on every play, he is 100%. He has intensity throughout the entire contest. He never lets up.
And I should add that, it didn't make any difference had they intercepted it. They probably wouldn't have intercepted anything and let it drop and then take the ball where it is.
From the 39 and out of the shotgun, Cowboys have 3 timeouts. That ball was tipped away from Renfro. Boy, they've nullified Hill and Renfro, haven't they? There's a flag down. Is that a flag? No. White is slow in getting up.
Here comes Gary Jeter coming around from the backside and gives him the heat. Jeter's had a real good game pressuring the quarterback. He has great speed to the outside. They tried to double up, actually hurt the offensive tackles block, and he really puts him down on his head and shoulder.
They show a replay of it here. Howard Richards was trying to keep him out and couldn't do it, and then Dorsett took a pass at him.
You know, in coaching against Landry like I have so many years, I would have never done what John did. I'd have punted the darn ball because they're very good in these situations, and they're not far away from a field goal.
No, 24 seconds left, and they still have 3 timeouts.
4-man rush, 2nd and 10. Screen pass. This is going to get some yards. And Dorsett is short of a first down. And we have 17 seconds left in the half as the Cowboys call timeout. Mike Wiltshire was there along with Jim Collins.
Good call. Jeter working upfield all the time, giving him pressure. They're going to screen under him on that side.
Danny White is 7 out of 13. It's 3rd and 3. He's had a bad left shoulder, a concussion, an ankle injury, a rib injury. Took a shot on the last play. 3-man rush. Pass is tipped again. Throwing into that zone, and with the hands up, Mel Owens. 12 seconds left. 4th down, Dallas.
It's amazing how quickly those linebackers respond and react to the ball once it's on its way. It's unbelievable.
Oh, they do as good a job or better job than any team that I've seen this year. Their whole linebacker core, Hank, is very active. They've made 51% of the tackles this year. Take a look at this from the end zone. Now you'll see the linebacker right in the middle of your, right to the right of your screen, excuse me. Number 58, Mel Owens. Now see the quarterback looking to the right. He throws it down in the seam. Now Owens goes way up. Look at him get there. He really got up there. Nice job, Mel Owens. He's a fine linebacker. I've watched him play many times this year. I really thought he could be in the Pro Bowl.
Well, this is 4th down, and they throw it inside the 50 to Tony Hill to the 49, and now we have 9 seconds left. They're thinking of terms of getting Septien set up. At the moment, they're out of his range. His longest field goal this year, 53 yards.
That's the longest in his career, too, Jack.
And Wiltshire forced Hill out of bounds. But if they can pick up another 15 or so, they'll give him a crack at it.
We're going to Tony.
9 seconds left in the half. 3-0 Rams on a first quarter field goal. It's figured to be this kind of game. And Dorsett went out of bounds at the 45 with 4 seconds left. Well, that would make it a 62-yard try, so not yet.
They don't have enough time to throw the ball downfield, you know, because
Where's
if they
Dempsey?
do,
Where's
they'll
Dempsey
run out
when
of
you
time.
need him, right?
Where's Dempsey when you need him?
And with 4 seconds left, why, White will try to throw it over the center field fence down here and hope that somebody catches it.
Yeah, he'll get 3 receivers on one side and give it the old Andy overshot and hope for some kind of a big play, a pass interference or a deflected ball or something. Try to make something happen right before the half.
Carl Poe checks in, P-O-W-E. The rookie out of Arizona State. He caught 7 against the 49ers. And now, timeout is called by the Cowboys. Might as well. They expend their last timeout. No, they don't. They have 1 left.
You were talking about Septien's range. You know that he is the NFL's leading playoff field goal kicker in the history of the playoffs, having made 18 to 21 field goals, but he's never kicked 160-something yards. I'll tell you that.
And the score here, 3-0 on the 33-yard field goal by Mike Lansford in the first quarter. Over there on the Dallas sideline is one of their assistants, Gene Stallings, who evidently has a shot at the Cardinal head coaching job. What do you guys think of this game? Nothing surprising. There's Stallings, who's got a chance of being the Cardinal head coach in the future.
You know, I'm a little surprised, I really am, that the Dallas Cowboys haven't done a better job of moving the football than they have in this first half. Talking to them yesterday and talking to Tom Lander and everybody, they seemed so confident, didn't they, Dick? And, you know, just had the feeling that what they did and what they anticipated doing and all the things they talked about, they just haven't been able to get it done. And I think this is really a great compliment, of course, to the defense of the Los Angeles Rams.
Well, the Rams have played great defense, Hank. You know, they forced an offensive team to run the ball 37 times or 37 offensive plays before they give up a touchdown on an average through the year. So you can see Fritz Shurmur, as you see on the screen right here, has done a great job of coordinating some great athletes. That 11-man defense they play.
And Marv Good along with it, he's done a terrific job for Johnny Robinson for a long time.
Tony Hill has it intercepted. Irvin, no more time. The half is over on that exciting play. And it's 3-0 Los Angeles. Posderick made the tackle. 55-yard return, but he had to go all the way because time had expired.
And Gary Jeter really got a great block.
Well, the Rams wouldn't mind winning this game 3-0.
55-yard return.
Here's something which happened in the first half to the Ram quarterback, Dieter Brock.
We think he hurt his left hand on this play right here as he's thrown to the ground by Big Dutton, wheeling him around, bringing him down. Now follow his left hand to the ground as Dutton's elbow comes down on it and gives him this little smash job there, Hank. I think that's the play that happened.
He could have drawn a flag on that one, too, for whipping the quarterback around as he did.
It's just a good thing it wasn't his right hand.
Yeah.
It's on his left hand, and here we're going to start the second half. There's Septien. He'll be kicking off from the 35, and Ron Brown, who hasn't touched the ball all day, who's probably the fastest man in football, is back there with Barry Redden.
You know, one thing I do, I make sure he ran to the left and not to the right. He does it better to the left.
Look at that.
Yeah. Uh-oh, what happened?
He kicked that ball about 30 yards out of bounds. It must have been deflated when he kicked it.
Free kick, 30-yard line.
And Septien hurt himself. He's limping a little bit. What happened? He stubbed the ground or what? Septien walks to the sideline, and Saxon comes out. And evidently, no, that's not. Yeah, there's Saxon coming out. Septien hurt himself.
It might have happened, you know, if he didn't get a good piece of the ball.
Usually when they do that, it's a groin pull that catches them.
Yeah, it looked like he might have pulled a hamstring on a kick.
Yeah. He hurt himself during the pregame warm-up, the pre-half warm-up, and Mike Saxon is going to kick it off from the 30. So Ron Brown should get a good crack at this one.
Boy,
and not only that, if we get around to a field goal kicking game at the end of this one, the Cowboys are going to be in trouble.
They might have to bring the
Look at that.
They might have to bring the kicking coach, Big Agajanian, out of retirement.
And the return is out to the 45. So the Rams get a lift from there as Charles White returned that ball out to the 45-yard line. There's a happening, and there's Bill Bates, who is in on the tackle. And there's White, who returned the ball. Without Septien, the Rams start from their 45.
You don't realize how important that kicking game is in field position until you see something like this happen. You take it for granted. Now the Rams have the ball on the 45. I'd like to see more of that option, wouldn't you, Dick?
I think we'll see it more. They set it up there in the first half. They'll come up with it in this third quarter, I'm sure.
Out of the eye with Redden and Dickerson. Hills on the left side. Dickerson picks up where he left off.
It's the bye-bye Blues. It's over.
$55 yards, and now 133 yards for Dickerson on 17 carries.
You're going to see the fullback here will block to the left. Dickerson will roll it, and he'll cut right back up over the middle, getting a nice block from Slayton, the offensive center. See him now. He gets him rolling there. Now watch him cut back. Lockhart vacated a little too soon, and you're not going to catch this guy from behind.
Kent Hill,
no matter how fast you are, you're not going to catch this guy from behind.
Kent Hill picked up Randy White. Here's the extra point try by Lansford. He missed one this year. He makes it good. 10-0. Well, that didn't take long, did it? Good field position after the injury to Septien. 10-0. Well, I know you want to see that touchdown play again. We're going to show it to you after the kickoff as Lansford kicks off to Kenny Duckett.
Hank, you said that Randy White got cut off on the backside of that?
Yeah, I thought one of the key blocks, number one, it was a straight ahead shot, and that's what you have to do against the Dallas Cowboys. Number two, I think that Kent Hill did a super job of blocking Randy White from the inside out and kept him from pursuing to make a play.
Well, we'll see it after the kickoff. Deep into the end zone to Duckett, 2 yards deep. Fumble! Rams have it. Newsome recovered the fumble. Third turnover by the Cowboys.
Here you see him running the ball on the right side, the ball in the left arm. The ball is knocked loose. There it is, follow the bouncing ball. And finally recovered downfield by Newsome, number 22. And the Rams have possession, plus 18. There it is.
That's the third Dallas turnover. One of them didn't really count. The interception by Irvin. Here's Dickerson. And this is when the Cowboys really have to get tough, or they're going to be buried here. They trail 10-0, and having been shut out, they can do very little. Here's the touchdown by Dickerson a while back.
Now watch the left guard, Kent Hill, number 72 on this play, blocking on Randy White from the inside out. Watch the left guard, number 72. He gets a good inside position on Randy White. Look at he smothers him from the inside, and he runs right by him. Normally, Randy White would make that kind of a play, but he didn't that time because of the great block by Kent Hill, number 72.
1 yard on that last carry by Dickerson. Two tight ends. Going for 6. Out of bounds. Out of bounds to Duckworth. That's reminiscent of that game against the Giants when he caught the ball and was ruled out of bounds, but he was out there, no argument.
The ball should have been thrown just a little bit sooner that time. Had he thrown it a little bit quicker, it'd have been in business. He'd have made the touchdown, would have been in bounds. Waited a little bit too long.
Take a look at as the ball comes down. You'll see he's reaching up there nice at the highest point. Right foot down, left foot over stride, out of bounds.
They show a replay of it here, and it's clear that the left foot went out of bounds, but the fans still won't buy it. It's 3rd and 9. Look where Dickerson is. Well, where's he going to line up? Look at that. Look at the lineup by Dickerson. He's just blocking now. They swing it out to him, and he drops it. Incompletes the call. Bill Bates was covering. Watch the left foot.
Watch the left foot as it comes down. Duckworth leaps high for the ball, has possession. Watch, it comes down, and watch the left foot just out of bounds.
He looked like he was trying to get out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like he reached for it.
He did overstride.
Yeah, it looks like he made sure he was out of bounds.
It is 3rd down. There's Duckworth, the former San Diego player. It is 4th down now, and the field goal try by Lansford, 34 yards. Steve Dills holding. It's good. Well, in a minute and a half, they've scored 10 points, 13-0.
Hank, you see Septien walking off the field here. This is tape. You know, that could change their thinking once inside the 20-yard line, that stuff. They might have helped you offensively. You know, 4 downs to score.
Here's the kickoff by Lansford to Duckett. Same spot, 2 yards deep. Pretty good lane. And a fine return out across the 30-yard line. Now here's what Dallas has done the last few times they've had the football. Jerry Gray made that tackle. Punt, 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 and intercepted twice. Well, that's not good, is it?
They're in a rut with all those punts, aren't they?
No wonder they've been shut out, and now they start from the 31, and Danny White, as you like to point out, Hank, is only 2 plays away from being in front. Although I don't know who's going to kick the extra points.
Well, the other thing, the other thing about it, Jack, is the fact that they just have to open up more, and I think they have to make something happen here. They haven't done much so far.
Incomplete to Cosby. His feet went out from under him. Mel Owens was covering. There's Septien. He's back walking on the sideline. He pulled that hamstring during the warm-up prior to the second half kickoff.
Hank, what would you do in that case if you lost your field goal kicker? Would it change your thinking offensively drastically? You know, instead of thinking 3 downs and a field goal if we can't get it, would you dictate your play selection? Yeah,
I think definitely, but I don't, I'd have to know more about Mike Lansford. I don't know, I'm not Lansford, but Mike Saxon.
I don't think he kick at all.
I don't know what kind of a kicker he is, but definitely you'd have to be concerned about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping that you could somehow, some way get the extra point.
Nice catch by Newsome. Short of a first down, 3rd down coming up. Newsome had to reach behind. Cromwell tackled him. Third down coming up, and the Cowboys today, look at that average. Way under their season's average. Tom Landry trying to figure it out.
This Ram defense is really a sound defense, and you earn everything you get. And I don't think they can afford to lose their patient approach, because if they turn it over one more time, then they're going to really be in trouble.
3rd and 4.
But the Rams have really done a fantastic job with that zone defense. They're changing it all the time, and it's hard to read.
Yeah.
Jeter is in there. A blitz. Incomplete. They're right in the face of Danny White. Wiltshire was on top of him. Tried to get it out to Renfro, and they'll have to punt again.
I guarantee you, Danny White looks confused to me. He really does. He's trying to figure out what they're doing.
You're right, Hank, because that's that 33 nickel defense, and they haven't used that all year, I don't think. They haven't seen it.
Well, I think, when we talk about 3-3, what it is, the 33 nickel, it's 3 linemen, 3 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs. They haven't seen that very much, and it's confusing them.
Well, here's Saxon punting his 6th punt, and Henry Eller may show us some fireworks. Nice kick. Eller couldn't go down the sideline as he wanted to, and James Jones made the tackle. We have a flag down on that kick return, by the way. Dick Jorgensen will get it sorted out. It's against the Rams.
Illegal block on the run back. Number 51, receiving team, first down.
From the 8-yard line. High and away and incomplete.
The offensive lineman got off the ball in good shape that time, got the hands down, and he got over the top in good shape, except he just threw it a little bit too high.
Did it surprise you the Rams are throwing from their 8-yard line? They seldom do that.
They seldom do it, but I think going into the ball game, I think they felt they had to change the personality of what they've been doing in the past, and I think they're mixing it up pretty well.
2nd and 10. Runner in motion, delay to Dickerson. First down and a flag. Randy White made the tackle. Dickerson's hot about something. And the umpire talks to the referee.
Five-yard face mask foul, number 54, defense.
It was already a first down, and they tack on 5 yards.
See Dickerson sitting back to the left of your screen. Pass sets, shows draw, gets at the ball deep. Now look at that nice hole. Really a good opening. There he goes. He's got the ball tucked away nicely in his right hand. Then Randy White reaches up with his left hand, hooks the face mask, penalty.
Dickerson has run for 146 yards. You never know when he gets a hold of the ball or when Dorsett gets a hold of the ball.
Look at the room they got on the left side, too. One-on-one. Oh, now they've changed the defense with a man in motion.
Ball's out to the 34-yard line.
Talking about Dick
made the tackle.
Talking about Dickerson, asked him, we talked to him yesterday and asked him how many times he would like to carry the ball in the ball game. He's been averaging about 18 or 19 coming into this game. He said, I'd like to carry it at least 30 times. I said, when do you start getting cranked up and warmed up? He said, oh, about after 15 carries. Interesting to listen to those running backs talk about how long it takes them to get warmed up.
2nd down and 2. 11 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. And there's Clinkscale to dive right on top of Dickerson and bring about 3rd down. Jeff Rohr was also there.
As close as the safety people are up there at times, you've got to be able to throw over the top. You got one-on-one situations. They still haven't hit Brown, who is Mr. Lightning on the outside, and I'm surprised they haven't thrown it past 100 yet either, Dick.
He might as well run a 12 flat 100 meter rather than a 10 flat.
You're right.
And when we talked to the Cowboys, they were really frightened of Tony Hunter. Newman is into the game for the Rams on 3rd and 1. He's the up back. Surprised me to see him throw the ball. Nope. First down on the drive by Dickerson. Jeffcoat tackled him.
This is Ram football, Hank. Jack, this is what they like to do. Many times the Southern California fans don't like it. It's not glamorous enough, you know, it's not exciting enough, but it's very productive. Yeah, what John Robinson said, even his wife wants him to throw the ball more.
Yeah, that's right. He says, yeah, everybody's on me about throwing the ball. Tom Landry was very cordial yesterday and very unconcerned, seemingly, wasn't he?
Yeah. I thought
Harry Redden is the running back now as Dickerson is out, and they fake the draw to him, and the first down pass wide open and overthrew Eller. They just don't like Dieter Brock here in Los Angeles, in Anaheim. They just don't like him, and he set a Ram record for completion percentage.
You know what happened on the play? Tony Hunter broke free right down between the hash mark and the numbers, and he started to throw to him, and then all of a sudden he changed his mind and saw the outside receiver wide open, made a hasty decision, and just threw the ball over the top.
almost after he started to throw it to the tight end, he changed.
Changed it right in the middle of the stroke.
Yeah.
9:36 left in the third quarter, 13-0 in favor of the Rams. Dickerson and Redden in the backfield. He's to the 45, and that'll make it third down and about 2.5 with Randy White tackling him.
They're doing a great job of coming off the ball. I tell you, they're going right after him, and that's the way to do it against the Cowboys. Watch the offensive line. Look at Hanna. Look at Slater. Look at the good hole straight ahead. Barry Redden leading through the hole, making a block upfield, but they're getting off the ball and making things happen, that offensive line.
3rd and 3. Brock is 0 for 4 in the second half. He's 1 for 5, but they'll have to punt. Dickerson caught it, and Mike Hegman was right on top of him.
You know, that kind of a ball, you have to throw it out in front of the back, about a yard and a half out in front, so he can catch it in full stride and not have to make any kind of adjustment to make the catch. That time he had to come back for the ball just a little bit, turn his body, and then to readjust again and get upfield is very difficult.
He's 6 out of 22, Brock is.
Brock is more hesitant in throwing the ball downfield today than I've seen him in the other 5 ball games that I've done. I think this is the first really postseason game, playoff game, and he's a little tight out there.
Hatcher kicking to Banks. It's a mile high. Better fair catch it, kid. Ed Brady was downfield. The ball was up in the air for 4.9 seconds and well covered by Brady and others. So the Cowboys are inside their 20 and trailing 13-0, 42-yard punt. 8:05 left in the third quarter, 13-0 Rams, and their special teams have been great all year.
Ed Brady, the fine center, is actually not an offensive center. He is a linebacker. Therefore, when he covers like a defensive linebacker. And watch him front the punt return specialist right here, Mr. Gordon Banks. Gordon moves over, gets in position to take the ball, and you're going to see appearing on the screen, fronting the ball, is Ed Brady, number 90, doing an excellent job.
Dallas at their 18-yard line for the Cowboys with Dorsett. And they got one out here to Cosby, the tight end, for a first down, and Irvin tackled it. This quarter, the total offense prior to that play, only 7 yards for the Cowboys. And how long have they had the ball? A minute and a half.
Of course, that's very meaningful so far, but it's kind of deceptive because the Dallas Cowboys can be so explosive that anything can happen as they go along the rest of this football game, you know?
Newsome goes off on a wing. Got about 9 yards that time. Johnny Johnson tackled him.
Follow Newsome, the wingback, over here as he comes in motion and leads the nice draw play. Nice block by Newsome. Follow him coming in motion. Now watch him lead through up in the linebacker. Oh, he gets the offside linebacker. Nice job of opening up a hole inside.
Out to the Dallas 42. Hank, you remember that Monday night game we did in Minnesota and Dorsett took the ball on the 1-yard line?
Yeah, it was a taffy pull. Remember how bad a game it was? And all of a sudden, he runs out of the end zone 90-some yards for a touchdown and schools out. The game's over.
That's the way he is. So let's see if the Cowboys can come up with a strike of that sort. Cosby again. That's a first down. Out to the 45, and Wiltshire tackled him.
He wanted to throw a quick out to his right, and the coverage rolled up. They went double zone, and he didn't have anyone to go to.
On the sideline is Septien. He's trying to see if that pulled hamstring is going to allow him to kick when the Cowboys get a chance. Also warming up along the sideline is Brian Salonen, so we may see some of him.
I guarantee you we're not going to see Septien, not the way he's kicking into the cage right there.
First down, Dallas. Well, he could have run for, early on, he could have run for about 10 yards, then for about 5 yards, and he threw it away.
It looked like the ball slipped out of his hand. It looked like he was trying to dump the ball off, and it flew off like one of those balloons. As the balloons, the air goes out of the balloon, it flew right over the top.
He wanted to throw a quick screen to the left, and the Rams did a super job of defensing it, had no place to go. Then he had to work off to his right and get into the scramble situation.
You know, one thing is very obvious, too, that the Rams are not putting nearly as much pressure on the quarterback as they did early in the game. You have to be careful now because they're 13 points ahead. They can't have any kind of a letdown and think it's going to be easy that they got the game won. They got to keep putting pressure on White.
I just had that same impression. White is 12 out of 23, 2 intercepted. 6 defensive backs on second down. Sliding catch by Tony Hill. Or to Newsome, number 30, and Gary Green was the tackler on the play, but that's not enough for a first down. 3rd and 5.
You know, I believe it may appear that they're rushing a little with less intensity, but it might be they're just coming with 3-man rushers right now, Hank, playing a little more conservative and not rolling the 4th rusher or another linebacker into the rush, you know?
Yeah, I know, but I still don't. It doesn't look like watching them come off the ball, Dick. It doesn't look like they're coming off with the same tenacity they were earlier.
They have a 3-man front. And a 4-man rush. And a first down throw. Tony Dorsett caught it. Now this is typical Cowboy football, isn't it, Hank? Chunk here and a chunk there.
Watch the rush now. Watch Gary Jeter, number 77. He's going to the outside. And you got number 50, Jim Collins, coming up the middle. But in spite of that, he's still got plenty of time to step up into the pocket, throw the ball to Tony Dorsett. But they've got to put more pressure on him. I tell you, he's patient. And if he's got that much time to throw the ball, he's going to find somebody open.
4.5 left in the 3rd quarter. Dorsett. Boy, if he hadn't slipped, he'd have picked up some yards. He was going to dip outside, and there was a little bit of running room. Irvin covered it. And there's Gary Hogaboom, the backup quarterback, with the signals sent in from the sideline.
He'd be great in the Navy, wouldn't he?
I think he just hurt his arm, sending in a call. Yeah, what's the matter? He's had that bad shoulder from a previous game. 2nd and 8. It's a good drive for the Cowboys. Isn't it? To the 20. To Cosby again. Johnson tackled him. I get the same impression you do, Hank. Everything looks slow motion down there now.
Yeah, they've kind of gone to sleep. Here's a semi-roll. Look at no pressure at all. Right in the seam between the linebackers and the defensive back. Cosby gets in there into the area, settles and gets the ball right on the money. But that's a good march by the Cowboys. And if I were the Rams, I'd be very concerned. Wouldn't you, Dick?
Yeah, they've got to get some heat on him. Like you said,
5 catches for Cosby. And at the last moment, it was batted away. Leroy Irvin knocked it down as they tried to get it out to Gordon Banks.
Here's Leroy Irvin in post coverage now. You can see the receiver, Gordon Banks, working inside, 87. Nice reach with the left hand and batted away. The quarterback, Danny White, actually wanted to work to his right, but the coverage rolled that way and forced him to come back and throw the post batter to his left.
3 minutes left in the third quarter. 13-0 Rams. This one isn't over. Third and long coming up. Wiltshire, the linebacker, jammed it up along with others, and there's Landry. There's Wiltshire. He's had a great year. And Dorsett is shaken up as he goes out.
He'll be back. He's tough.
It looks like the area of the wrist that's bothering him.
You know, he's a tough kid. We're talking to him the other day, Dick, remember? And we asked about the tackle against the 49ers.
Oh, when we saw the nose guard Carter flip him on his back.
Yeah, Carter hit her, and he said, when he hit me, my whole left side went numb.
He said, but I didn't want him to know I was hurt.
James Jones is in there. There's a flag and a sack. Kevin Green got in on top of Dorsett, and it's holding against the Cowboys. And now they don't have a field goal kicker. There's Salonen, who he could come in and try the kick.
Holding, number 70, offense, decline.
It's fourth down.
Fourth down.
So Brian Salonen out of Montana. He was a field goal kicker there. And he's going to try one of modest proportions with 2:10 left in the third quarter. White has been sacked for the third time now. Gary Hogeboom will hold the ball, and of course he could throw it if they want to try a trick play. It will be a 41-yard try.
They're confused.
Now a timeout is called by the Cowboys. They had both White and Hogeboom on the field. They were going to try something, Hank, weren't they? Looked that way. Now they'll get it squared away. It's going to be fourth down. They'll try a field goal. Because they called a timeout, Danny White, who had left the game, can come back in, and he's back in there on fourth down. Fourth down and 13. 1:51 left in the third quarter. They have Howard Richards playing up front, along with Broderick Crawford, Tom Rafferty, Glenn Titensor, and Jim Cooper. Fourth down, big play for the Cowboys. Three-man rush. And it is incomplete. He tried to get it to Gordon Banks, and Irvin got a hand on it again.
You know, Jack, after the ball dropped, right about the time the ball was thrown, there was about 6 people in the area of the receiver. It was amazing how quickly the Rams got back to that spot. You see that, Dick?
Yeah, they did. They can flow to the ball, and they watch the quarterback in those zones. They study his eyes, watch his action, and as he goes to throw, they get the jump.
This is what happened on the sideline when that ball went incomplete. There's Renfro. They were hoping for a little interference call. The ball is at the Ram 24. 1:45 left in the third quarter. They're not going to shut the Cowboys out, are they, all day long?
Well, if they keep playing like they are now, they're going to shut them out. But I tell you, they're still doing a great job. They're staying with a plan. They're very patient offensively, sticking it right at them, and they're really making things happen at the point of attack. The offensive line is really, the Rams is really doing a terrific job.
Danny White is 15 out of 28, 103 yards, 2 intercepted.
And again, the big thing is they're doing a terrific job on 1st and 10.
They just got 6. Redden made a good block. First down. Ed Jones, the tackler, and Michael Downs. Let's watch that play 2 plays ago.
Here's another real great effort by Leroy Irvin, number 47. You can see why he's going to the Pro Bowl. Now watch him break on the ball, going right up over the top, avoiding making contact early with the receiver, getting his left hand, batting the ball away. Nice play.
Dickerson ran to the 35 for a first down.
You know, I've seen Leroy Irvin drop as many passes as he has intercepted. He has intercepted 6, but I've seen him drop about that same minute.
First down throw. Incomplete.
I don't know why he hesitated that time. He moved the pocket, and Ellard was breaking free downfield, and he didn't throw the ball to him. Then there was a hesitation, and by the time he made up his mind, it was all over.
Yeah.
They had him faded on the play.
36 seconds left in the third quarter. It's 13-0 Rams. Brock's hot, isn't he?
You know, with this lead, Hank, I don't think we'll probably see him run that option now. Why take a chance in running a pitch play type thing like that that's new in the offense?
Ellard is to the right. Brown is to the left. Now Duckworth's in there now, and he's to the left side. Incomplete. He spun Ellard around, and it's 3rd and 10, covering with Everson Walls.
I like what he's doing, though. I think anytime you have a chance for, with bump and run and 1-for-1 coverage, and you can spot it soon enough, you got to try to get up on top. They're just having a hard time getting the ball up to the receiver like they should, but at least they're making something happen, trying to make something happen up on top.
Brock is 6 out of 20. He's having a bad day. The Rams are having a good day. 3rd and 10. High and away again, and incomplete to Duckworth. Boo, say the fans.
He's throwing that right into double coverage. That was double man. Bump and run short, backed up by a safety. Threw it right to him anyway.
Yeah, he was fooled by that one, and in spite of it, he just let it fly. And the ball really sailed, too. He let it go a little bit too soon, Dick, it looked like, and it sailed right over the top.
This will be the 5th Los Angeles punt by Dale Hatcher. And Gordon Banks hopes to provide a good start for the Cowboys. Imagine the Cowboys shut out for almost 3 quarters. He drove that one deep to the 23. Fumble! The Rams have it. Tony Hunter got it, number 87. Newsome, Vince Newsome made the hit.
All right, here we go. Look at Newsome. Look at all the traffic. There he is. He fights away from it. Really a great effort on the part of Newsome. Look at this. And he makes the tackle, strips the ball loose, and there we see it recovered. It was touched initially by Gray and recovered by Tony Hunter.
You know, the Rams have had 2 turnovers, the Cowboys 2 turnovers in the kicking game, and both by people that have just recently joined the team.
That's their 4th turnover of the day. 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. There goes Dickerson. Good block by Redden. And he got about 5 yards. And that's the last play of the third quarter. The Rams have the ball and they have the lead. There's Banks, who just fumbled. That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, 13-0, the Rams over the Cowboys. 2nd down and 4. The Dallas 45. Dickerson again. First down. He got to the 40-yard line. Let's watch that last fumble a while ago by Gordon Banks.
Watch Newsome again, number 22. You talk about getting caught in a revolving door. Look at all the people around it. Watch Wilshire come in, number 54. He scrapes it loose. There it bounces on the turf. But Wilshire was definitely involved in that play too, along with Vince Newsome, number 22.
First down for the Rams. pass. No. No way with Ellard being trailed by Walls, who had some help. Boy, his passing figures are terrible today.
They aren't very good, but you know, Jack, you talk about the Rams coming in here, Hank and Jack, with the one-back attack. I think they've actually been in a two-back attack more today with a fullback than they have been in the one-back attack.
Yeah, they have a lot of that. And, you know, here's a great tackle, offensive tackle. Jackie Slater, number 78, played his collegiate football at Jackson State. And the running back at Jackson State at that time was Walter Payton. And now he's playing with another great running back, Eric Dickerson. I asked about making a comparison of the two, and I'll tell you about that in a minute.
And you folks will watch Payton tomorrow on CBS when the Giants play at Chicago. Uh-oh! Yep. Look at that smile. Look at that smile.
The key to it is a nice block by the tight end Hill, and a fullback coming right here and gets a nice block on the force man, the strong safety, Dexter Klingscale. Now watch Redden. Boom, he gets a nice kick out right there. He's got a good block there by Slater. He's up inside, the good power right there. He runs through people, puts it down in the end zone.
Extra point try by Lansford, trying to make it 20-0. We're in the fourth quarter with 14 minutes to play. It's good. 14:04 left in the game. Dickerson ran for 55 yards earlier, 40 yards this time, 227 yards today. He's earning his money on his new contract. We have 14:04 left in the game. It's 20-0 in favor of the Rams. Look at that smile.
You know, you don't get to do that very often on the sideline of a football game.
No, but he's got that big peppermint smile.
And Kenny Duckett comes up and takes the ball. No, he gave way to the wingman, and the tackle is made at the 15-yard line. Sean Miller made the tackle as Newsome. Sandy White has a long row to hoe. No flags. And the ball batted down, and Tony Hill fell down. Hill is coming off of a pulled hamstring, and he hasn't been in the midst of this game at all, Hank.
No, it's surprising, but I think the most surprising thing of all is you watch this game unfold like it has. You know, Dallas doesn't seem to have any rhythm, any continuity, any consistency at all. Does it, Dick? It looks like it's kind of a grab bag thing. You don't know what they're trying to get done. You know, that's the feeling you have sitting up there. Do you feel that way about it at all?
They just had a hard time putting it together, but I think maybe we have to credit the Ram defense, you know?
Oh, I think there's no question. Yeah, the Rams are playing a fantastic game defensively, but still, Dallas should be doing better than they're doing offensively.
And they're the hard-working professional, Doug Cosby. He caught the ball out across the 25. They mark it down, and it's apparently inches short of a first down with Carl Eckern making the tackle.
Doug Cosby, coming into this game, this year had set a new tight end receiving record, Hank. 4 tight ends in Dallas history. That's a pretty darn good season with 64 receptions.
And 6 touchdowns.
There's Bigfoot. Dennis Harrison played for me at Philadelphia. His wife is pregnant. Their 6th child on the way. 6, number 6.
Good for them.
Cheaper by the dozen, huh? Or the half dozen.
Well, they did get a first down out to the 26. And a good pass completion. They call it at the 40-yard line to Tony Hill. Yes, it's a catch to the 40. Tackled by Green. You know, Hank, even with the score, as it is 20-0, that play action, because of the presence of Dorsett, still is effective.
It shouldn't be nearly as effective, but it still is because, as you say, Dorsett.
You know, I really don't think he caught that ball, Hank.
I didn't think he did either. I think
The
it
ball
slipped right
went
on too.
Unless he got it by his knees before it hit the ground.
Well, it's a first down, whether he caught it or not.
That's right. Hey, he caught it. The official said he did.
I'll let him have the catch. We want a closer game here, don't we? Dorsett's good for 5 and out of bounds. Run out by Johnny Johnson. Let's check the Dallas bench. There's Septien for 1. He has a pulled hamstring. What a way to end it, huh?
Yeah, he's got to be very disappointed.
Hank, when you think of a losing team such as Cleveland earlier today, and they lost to Miami 24-21, Renfro is out with a strained left calf. When you think of the July training camp, the 4 preseason, the 16 regular season, it's tough when the curtain comes down on you, isn't it?
It really is. Very final.
2nd and 5 for Danny White. 12-17 remaining in the game. And that pass is good for a first down to Hill. He knew where he had to go past midfield. Tackle by Cromwell. But the Rams will give them a lot of those passes now, won't they?
Yeah, they've been giving them a lot of those kind of passes all afternoon. That's the thing about the way they play. They're very stingy defensively, and they get a good rush with a 3-man front. And as we talk about consistently, the linebackers really do a terrific job of getting back there to help on the pass.
You know, these linebackers you just mentioned, they make 51% of the tackles on defense. You know, and 30 linebackers make more tackles, but that's a higher percentage than I've seen in all the games I've done this year.
Another fumble. And a scramble for it. And they're going to give it to the Rams. Doug Reed wanted the ball, and he got it. Harry Jeter stripped it away from Danny White. And another turnover for the Cowboys, their 5th of the day. 3 fumbles, 2 interceptions.
Take a look at Danny White, the quarterback now. He's coming back. He's got action working to his left. You can see Titans are right there. Here comes Jeter, flushes him up inside, hooks him right there, and Danny had the ball out in front of himself with the right hand, and it just dropped out of his right hand. And did Doug Reed go after that ball like a gopher, or did he?
Now you look
dug
at
it out of there.
Yeah.
5 turnovers.
Can't win turning the ball over.
Ball is at the Cowboy 46. Here goes Dickerson again, I guess. Already has a playoff game record. Add a few to it. Here's the gentleman who recovered the fumble, and that is Doug Reed. San Diego State had 7.5 sacks this year, doing a great job at the left defensive end.
Hank, he's about as consistent a defensive end in performance this year as I have seen in terms of intensity on every snap. He really gives what he has to give.
The veteran Hegman is slow in getting up for the Cowboys now.
I'll tell you another guy that's done a great job here this afternoon, the entire offensive line of the Rams, but Kid Hill, specifically on White, has really done an excellent job.
He's got those long arms, Hank. He can reach out there and stop him.
Dickerson just got 5. Hegman is injured. 11:21 left. They work on Mike Hegman along the sideline. Brian Salonen is in there in his spot. So Salonen plays the strong side linebacker. Dickerson just got 5, and it's 2nd and 5. This is the best rushing day ever in the pros for Dickerson. 232 yards. And look what Dallas has given up rushing. 239. More than double their season's average per game. Here he goes again. Now you can take 1 off of that total. Lockhart made the tackle. That handsome gentleman is a future football Hall of Famer, Jack Youngblood. He'll be in Canton, Ohio, Hank.
He surely will be. He's been a very special player all through the years, and still very much a part of the Los Angeles Rams. A great deal of pride in what he's done.
Does some work now for ESPN. He'd like to be up here in the broadcast booth.
He wants our job, Hank. He's auditioned with CBS and NBC. You know, he wants your job and my job today. And I think he'll be a good one. I really do. He's a worker. He always has been. I was here when we drafted him a long time ago.
Well, they took Dickerson out because they lost a yard. Harry Redden is into the game.
Fumbles.
He's no slouch. The ball came loose. Belongs to the Cowboys. Well, Barry Redden carried it, fumbled it, and it was recovered by Dennis Thurman. The big hit by Randy White that stripped the ball away from Barry Redden. Second Ram turnover.
It's a trap play. Watch it. They're coming across. Slater is trapping White. He comes through there with the ball in the left hand. Pressure from Jeffcoat from the outside end. The ball falls loose. There it is. And recovered by the Dallas Cowboys. Specifically, Dennis Thurman, number 32.
When Randy White grabs your arm and tugs on it, he can pull the arm away from the body, and that ball will drop out.
So wonder he doesn't pull it off altogether.
That's right.
From the Dallas 32. With a score 20-0 in favor of the Rams. Dorsett. And very good running speed by Cromwell to take advantage of the angle he had. 9:58 left in the game.
They just haven't allowed Dorsett to get going upfield. You know? They've been stringing things out. Now watch Tony on the right side of your screen slide across on this draw action. See, and he can't get turned up. They keep forcing him inside out. Here comes Nolan Cromwell to put him out of bounds. They don't let him get going upfield.
He's rushed 17 times, Hank.
For 58 yards, and we're talking to him yesterday, the way he talked, the way he felt.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't braggadocious, but you had a feeling he was going to have a good day here this afternoon.
Second down and 9. Motion by Newsome. And they get him again. The 5th sack. Mike Wiltshire was the first in there, number 54. He had 12.5 sacks during the year. That's the 5th time that they have sacked Danny White today. They're doing it with a makeshift offensive line because they lost Chris Schultzer early in the game.
I don't think that would have made much difference, though, Jack. I really think the way that defensive line of the Rams is coming off the ball and the way that Wilshire's coming off in there, why, they're putting an awful lot of pressure and they're making things happen up front. 3rd and 16.
It's got to be a great feeling, Hank, to be the head coach of the Rams now, sitting on the sideline with the defense playing like they're playing with this kind of lead in your first division championship game.
Now they're in a 4-man line defensively, which they haven't used very much this afternoon.
Screen pass, nicely timed. There goes Dorsett, and he is short of a first down on a 3rd down screen. Johnny Johnson stopped the play along with Sean Miller. By the way, you might see that 40 on the top of the uniform of the Los Angeles Rams. And this is the 40th year that they have been here after moving out from Cleveland, first to Los Angeles and then to Anaheim. This is 4th down, and the Cowboys are going for it from scrimmage, trailing 20-0 from their own 44. On 4th down, they've been 5 out of 9, and it's 4th and 3. They need a 3-yard pickup. Watch for Cosby. Now it's a little forward pitch to shovel pass to Dorsett for a big play.
We thought we'd see that sometime during the game. We finally saw it.
Yeah, there was the little shovel pass.
And that's, of course, that's an awful good play again. It's a very good play when the defensive ends are really expecting passing coming up the field like they are. Watch on the right side here. Watch Gary Jeter coming up the field, playing the pitch, throws it inside, and there you see good blocking downfield. Dorsett runs through one tackler and goes all the way down the field and picks up a first down on the play.
The other point, Hank, if that had been fumbled, that's an incomplete pass.
First down throw, nothing. Incomplete. Trying to get to it was Johnny Johnson.
Tony Hill looks like he's not 100% to me running those post patterns. Hank, he didn't look like he was really flying, and he has good speed. That hamstring may still be bothering him.
Yeah, it may be, but I think that here again, with the way they're playing defensively, there's no way in the world, unless one of those defensive backs have a heart attack, that receiver's going to get into that zone defense deep.
Yeah.
They're playing too deep.
We'll hit that post pattern inside the corner, about the only way you could do it.
That's the only way you can do it. You can't go up on top with it.
Hill has caught 5 for 34 yards. Whenever any athlete has that hamstring pull, it's really tough to get it out of their mind.
Really turn it loose.
Convince themselves that they're over the injury altogether. get it to Hill, and Johnson walked in front of it and could have picked it off, but didn't.
There again, you see 3 defensive backs on 1 receiver.
Johnny Johnson
typical,
playing
yeah.
free safety, just watched his quarterback turn his head to the right, and then he broke, and then Danny threw the ball, and
You know,
Johnny Johnson was on his way.
Yeah, one thing that's very obvious too. You know, when the ball's up in the air, the safety man can cover about 20 yards.
You bet.
To get to the ball, and that's exactly
more. Yeah.
Depending on who he is, but at least 20.
Yeah.
White is 20 out of 36 with 2 picked off. But they've held Dorsett under 100 yards rushing, and that always seems to indicate whether Dallas is going to win or lose.
Well, it's been close, like, as we said at the start of the ball game.
41-3
with him over 100. So.
Flag is thrown. Pass is incomplete. Probably holding against Dallas because the umpire threw the flag. Holding Cowboys. When it rains, it pours.
You know, talking to Gary Jeter before the game, you know, he talked about rushing the passer and having a good day and that kind of thing. He said, one of the other things I've done, I've lost about 5 pounds.
75, offense, still 3rd down.
Because I want to be quicker and faster going into the playoffs, and evidently it's been very effective because he's done a terrific job here this afternoon.
You know, the Rams have really played well, but over the years, this isn't the Dallas team that I have seen in the past. Really, Hank, they just haven't seemed to have the zip and the tenaciousness that they normally play with.
Well, they didn't. No, that's true. But I think Tom Landry said it yesterday. You know, we asked about how he compared this team with the other ones. He says they're not much of a comparison. The other teams were much, much better. Yeah. Talking about his old Dallas.
Yeah, 78,
Cowboys
79,
team.
80
That's right.
teams. Yeah.
But this one doesn't compare with those, and it's very obvious the kind of a season they've had.
That's a fit penalty against the Cowboys. Here's the middle screen again. It worked before. It works again, but not enough for a first down. It's 4th down. Nolan Cromwell tackled along with Johnny Johnson. They just can't get the ball to the wide receivers. Renfro is out. That makes a big difference.
Well, the other thing Tom said, you know, when talking to him yesterday, he said really the big difference in the other teams is the fact that if they lost somebody, it didn't make much difference who they brought in. They could still maintain
play.
A high level of efficiency. They don't have that now.
You don't have to tell me. All they did was beat us.
You know a lot about that. Of course, you beat him some too. You beat him some too, Dick.
Not often enough.
Here's another 4th down play. 4th and 7. This crowd is into it now. 6:50 left in the game. Jerry Gray walked right into that one. That was crazy, wasn't it? That's a 6th turnover for Dallas.
Tried to get it in behind Jerry Gray, and it's rolling like that. He just threw the ball a little too low. You're going to see Danny get pressure coming from behind him from his blind side on the left. Jeter coming up the outside, good movement, and he flushes. He has time out here. He's looking for receiver, no one to work open, everyone playing the zone. He tried to get an over Gray's head to the receiver behind him and could not do it. Therefore, the interception.
That's the first ever for Jerry Gray, the rookie out of Texas.
He's their #1 pick.
And the Rams have the ball at their 35. 6 Dallas turnovers, 3 interceptions, 3 fumbles, and the Rams only 2. Redden and Dickerson are in there. Dickerson adds to his record-breaking total, and Hegman is back in there. Happy to see that. He made the tackle.
With the tempo of the game changed and being dominated by the Rams right now, it's a good time to get Dickerson an NFL playoff rushing record.
Here's what the 2 stars have done today. Dorsett, 58 yards. Eric Dickerson, 237 yards. A 40-yard touchdown run, a 55-yard touchdown run for Dickerson. 2nd and 4. First down. How many yards is he going to end up with?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what I'd do, Hank, if I were coaching. I'd get him out of there, let him sit on the bench and be healthy for next week.
You know, I talked earlier about Slater blocking for Walter Payton at Jackson State in college and also now for Eric Dickerson. I said, what about the two backs? Everybody knows how great they are. What is the difference between the two of them? He said, just one. Anytime Eric Dickerson gets a step, he's gone. That's the difference.
Dickerson just got a rousing ovation from the 66,351 who are here. He's up to 244 yards. Mike Gooman is in the backfield and Redden runs across midfield. Eric Dickerson gets a well-deserved breather.
That's a new NFL playoff rushing record for a running back. The old record was held by Jim Brown at 232 yards. They're calling him Jack Benny now. They call Eric Dickerson Jack Benny because of a party situation. He rented a limo, and the limo showed up. It was about 15 years old and wouldn't run, so the guy said he was too cheap to rent a first-class one.
They kid him about having fish hooks in his pocket.
Yeah.
2nd and 6. Thurman will be the lead back. Redden fumbled once earlier. He's usually very sure-handed and a good runner to the 45. 3rd and 2 coming up. With 4:25 left in the game. Lockhart made the tackle. There's John Robinson. Now his team apparently will take on the winner of the Giant-Bear game, which will take place tomorrow. The game that you'll see here on CBS. He's been in the playoffs every year as a head coach of the Rams. The game can't end soon enough for these people. Third down, short yards for the Rams. No first down on that trip. Jim Jeffcoat tackling Redden. Season's over, folks, for these Cowboys.
They're thinking all this time, all that effort, all that work that we put in to be a champion and go on into that competition, and it's gone. It's behind us. Boy, that is really a depressing feeling.
You know, you got to have a lot of respect for this man, Johnny Robinson. You know, he's got a lot of heat, a lot of criticism about the conservative offense and that, but he's been strong enough to exercise a philosophy. He believes very strongly in this, and as Al Davis has said many times, just win, baby. That's what he does. He just wins, and you have to give him a lot of credit for not deviating from what he believes in. He just comes off the bus, plays the kind of football he thinks he has to play to win, and that's what they do. They win.
6 punts for Hatcher now after he touches this one off. And he is kicking to Gordon Banks. He's new, and a penalty is taken.
Still 4th down.
Delay a game. These two new kick return men have hurt the Cowboys today. Robert Levette was returning the kickoffs very well, but he came up with a knee injury. Banks had a fumble earlier on a punt return.
You know, Dick, it's amazing how good you can feel about being in the playoffs, and then how badly you can feel
when it's over.
When it's over.
Oh,
boy, is that an agonizing feeling?
There are very few people in occupations that can identify with the pain of losing.
You talk about a stock market attitude up and down, go up from one day to the next.
Yeah.
This is it.
Almost blocked, and a fair catch called for by Banks at about the 23-yard line. 2:35 left. Here comes Dorsett back in to see what he can do. Mastinero for these fellas. The offensive line of the Rams, they get 10,000 for playing today and at least 18,000 for playing next week, either here at home against the Giants or at Chicago against the Bears.
You can bet what they're hoping for tomorrow. You know, that the trip from the West Coast to East Coast in the cold weather is really tough on a West Coast team.
And their defense on the field has blanked the Dallas Cowboys 20-0 with 2:35 left in the game.
The defensive staff has to be fired up, Hank. You know, Fritz Shermer, the coordinator, Steve Schaefer, the secondary coach, Marv Goo, the defensive line, and Fred Whittingham, outside linebackers, and Larry Brooks, the assistant defensive line. Those guys are going to party tonight.
Yeah, it's funny. I talked to Marv Goo right before the game on the field, and I said, how do you feel? He said, we're going to out-tough them.
Yeah.
Real out-tough them.
These Rams played this year without George Andrews, without Eric Harris. Filled in nicely for those good players. Los Angeles will give them all they want on that one. James Jones caught it. Cowboys have never been shut out in a playoff game, but they have 221 to get rid of that statistic. Collins made the tackle with Owens. And a hurry-up offense for Dallas. Second down, outside, incomplete. Carl Poe was the intended receiver, and Cromwell was over there with him.
You know, I think, Jack, and there's something about the mentality of playing a team that you know is going to play a soft defense the whole game. You know, Dick?
Yeah.
You know, you feel going into the game, we got to travel slow all afternoon, and it's a kind of a tough feeling to think that you can't get up on top and come up with big plays, and I think it hurts the attitude and the way you play. It's funny how that works, isn't it?
Something hurt them today. Something hurt their offense. They just weren't efficient or consistent.
Third down and 4. As you saw a while ago, the celebration has already begun along the Rams sideline. This pass is incomplete and almost picked off by Cromwell.
You know,
2:05 left.
in most cases, you know, you're playing a team, you say, well, somewhere along the line, we're going to get that one-on-one and a chance to go up on top. When you play the Rams, you very rarely get a chance to do that. It's amazing.
Very seldom.
Well, it's 4th down, and the Cowboys are going to punt the ball away with Mike Saxon.
White even mentioned yesterday, said most times, you know, you get inside the 20, 25-yard line, and you can kind of anticipate man for man, but you can't against this team. They just stay in the same defenses.
There is Ellert, number 2 in punt returns to Irving Fryer this year in the National Football League. Fryer will play tomorrow. Oh, good kick by Saxon. From the 24. And the flag goes down, an illegal block against the Rams with 1:56 remaining, and Jesse Penn made the tackle downfield. There's Dick Jorgensen, the referee. Hank and I did a game in Detroit. He tried to break up a fight, and one of those players inadvertently hit him on the chin with his elbow and knocked him out like Lottie's eye.
Yeah, he was shaking his rosin out of his hair, wasn't he?
Illegal block, number 22, receiving team on the run back. First down.
Okay, they'll mark off some yards against the Rams. Then they'll take the timeout for the 2-minute warning.
In the top of your screen, you're going to see Vince Newsome, number 22, as he curls to the outside. He's working right there on James Jones, number 23. Jones goes past him. He hits in the back right there.
You can't do that?
Can't do that.
1:56 left in the game, and the Rams have a 20-0 lead. Very surprisingly, Eric Dickerson is back in the lineup for the Rams. He rushed for 244 yards. He gets about one more. Tony Dorsett on the other side of the field rushed for 58 yards and 17 carries. He caught 8 passes. Randy White, Eugene Lockhart made that tackle. Timeout, Dallas. We're down to 6 teams now remaining in the NFL playoff. Earlier today, Miami beat Cleveland 24-21. 2nd and 9, Rams. Cowboys fighting to the end, have 1 timeout remaining, and other folks involved in our telecast here today. The lights are on here at Anaheim Stadium. Another Dallas timeout. They have no more remaining. Dexter Clinkscale made that last tackle, so they're going down fighting, Hank. It's a waste of time, I think, but you have to admire their attitude nonetheless.
Certainly. Listen, they're a great organization, and they're going to fight you right down to the last end.
Here comes Dickerson out. ...248 yards. A new NFL playoff record. 2 long touchdown runs. 40 yards, 55 yards. 34 carries. And a new contract in his hip pocket, Henry.
That's why he's all smiles.
He just signed a couple of weeks ago, and they finally got together. He'll be on display for a long time.
You see that funny little car he was driving the other day?
Yeah.
Is that a beautiful automobile or what?
It's going to be back in style, I think, in some time.
Yeah, I think so.
Ball's at the 19, and it's 3rd down and 6. Dallas has no more timeouts remaining. They tell the folks here that Dickerson has broken the NFL playoff record. And this running play is stopped at the 20. The clock will run. Lockhart made the tackle. Barry Redden.
You know, here's another shot at Johnny Robinson. We talked about both coaches and their approach going into the game with that extra week of work. Basically, I think Johnny Robinson feels and felt that a day of rest is a lot more important than a day of work. And I really kind of think, looking at the game and looking at the two teams, I really had the feeling from the very beginning that the Rams were a lot more fresh and a lot more emotionally involved in the game than the Dallas Cowboys. Did you feel that way at all, Dick?
Well, we were, able to talk to all the Ram players, and that gives you a better impression of the overall squad, but you had to go with that thought.
They're coming after Hatcher, but he gets it away.
Holy mackerel, that a good one.
And Banks is all the way back to the 25 and dropped right there. Hatcher, the rookie out of Clemson, Pro Bowler. Newsome made the tackle. By the way, they have 4 members of the Cowboys for whom the season is not over in the Pro Bowl. It'll be Doug Cosby, Randy White, 9 in a row for him, Everson Walls, and Tony Hill. There's John Dutton. No Pro Bowl for him. He's had a great year. His season is over.
You know, the other thing about Johnny Robinson, he said, you know, we play so well defensively with our specialty teams. Whatever we get offensively, it'll be a big bonus. And that's exactly the way they played this game this afternoon.
Great catch by Poe, the rookie out of Arizona State. Gary Green cut his legs off at the 45. Hurry up offense. And the Cowboys will join the Cleveland Browns in being eliminated today. Trying to get out of bounds with it. No, he did not get out of bounds, so the clock continues to run. Tony Hill caught it. Jerry Gray tackled it. Now we're down. It's all over, folks. No mas for the Cowboys. One to nothing. Let's go down to Herb Cross and Eric Dickerson.
Eric, congratulations on an unbelievable day. You set a playoff record. You carried the ball 34 times for 248 yards. You scored 2 touchdowns and averaged 7.2 yards per carry unofficially. You have to be happy with that, obviously.
I'm very happy. That's not a shabby day, is it?
That's a great day. You know, but earlier in the week, you told me that the Rams just don't get no respect. You guys are the Rodney Dangerfield of professional football. Do you feel you got your respect today?
I feel like we got some respect today. I told you that we're going to go with the strength of Dallas's defense, and that's running the ball at them. Everyone said that we couldn't run the ball at them. We felt like we could.
Well, when you went into the game, did you anticipate at all that there might be any kind of a shutout on the other side of the ball? Your defense has been playing well all year long. You did it again with special teams, defense, and today a great running game through Eric Dickerson. Did you anticipate that during the week coming in?
Well, I didn't think about a shutout, but with 2 weeks off, you get a lot of rest. And our defense played very well, and our offense, we put a lot of different things in. And we looked, I think, pretty impressive today.
You look very impressive. Congratulations, big guy.
Thanks,
All right, Irvin, congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams. And Dallas Cowboys are shut out.